back, it's all real. I ride in it's a big tall hills, big fat checks, big large bills, turn up big car wheels, it brought chills, and my looks so cute. Some of the mouth, little old girls, eating that's on some bills. I was born to flex, I'm on my neck. I like more than sex, I like more than sex. Nothing in this world, I like more than sex. Whatever you want to see is I don't really need to get anything. Pull up back, beat it up. I'll shoot. Yellow bag into the store. Yellow bag, chicken with bags, yellow more.
All right, you guys. I hope everybody is having an amazing Sunday, an amazing start to your week. Because we have some newer people on the call, I dropped the link in multiple places. And then on top of that, I invited some people who I came across on social media. So because we have some new people on the call, I do want to let you guys know I have these calls every Sunday night at the same time, and I always let my team know that my son is literally right here. This is his usual bedtime. So currently, he is nursing. I'm a breastfeeding mom. So if at any moment you hear me pause for whatever reason, just know that sound or anything is not coming out. But I am pausing or muting my side that way I can get him together. So, like I said, if you hear me pause for whatever reason, it's because I'm stopping to get my son together. He's 6 months old. So if you hear him crying or whatever, you're not hearing things. You're actually hearing a baby. But it's neither here nor there. That's not about to stop us from making this money. That's not about to stop us from marking up these charts. And just seeing what the market is doing for the week. So you guys have access to the chat box. If you have any questions for me, please drop them in the chat box. If there's a certain pair that you want me to look at, please drop that in the chat. I'm going to be going over different odd euro and USD pairs. With time that.
Oh, snap. I'm sorry.
You're fine. Kelsey requested that I go over gold because it opened up in the gap once the market opened. So I'll be going over gold as well. If there's anything else you guys, okay, I see Bitcoin. If there's anything else that you guys want me to go over, if time permits, I will. So we always start our calls out with mindset in some form. I go to Transformation Church in Oklahoma, and okay, I see you with UJ as well. So Bitcoin, UJ, and gold. If there's anything else, you guys drop it in the chat. and I'll go back in the chat once we start our chart markups to start there. But like I was saying, I go to Transformation Church. For those of you who don't know what that is, Michael Todd is, in my opinion, the absolute bomb.com when it comes to translating the gospel in a way that I can understand and apply to my life. Today's message was the bomb, and I want to highlight a certain portion from that. Like I said at the beginning of all of our calls, no matter what kind of call it is, we always start out with mindset in some sort. You're not somebody who believes in God, you know, then that's your thing. I'm not going to force my beliefs on you. However, I believe, you know, faith is everything to me. So that's where we're going to start on this call. And then after we get our minds right, we will hop into the market just because we now know you cannot be emotional when you are approaching the market. So we're going to make sure we get our minds right. Then we're going to go and get the bag. So I want you guys to watch a little clip from today's message.
We're not going to give it out. I'm going to give people compliments because I want that coming back to me. Good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. I'm going to lend to people who are in need because I want that to come back. And that is a key of living the blessed life. So I'm going to help you. Because I thought it was going to be a finance series, but I feel like I have to do this. I talked to the marriage. I got to talk to the parents for 1 second. This principle still applies with your kids. So the way you talk to them, the way you're short with them, the way you get embarrassed by the ones that carry your last name. Oh, I don't know why he's doing that in this store. Girl, he don't do that all the time. You better shut up or I'll slap you in your mouth. Put it back. I told you before we got out the car, we wasn't getting nothing. Put it back. Oh, I saw that this week. That's not. And so you wonder why, when they get to the age where they start understanding stuff, they talk back, they disobey, they hide stuff. Oh, snap. You sowed it in them. And what you're getting back is what the scripture says. Good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. Will your kids give back to you the respect that you gave to them? There are going to be a few people that leave the church over this one, but you still got to live with yourself and your kids. All I'm saying is if we're going to live the blessed life, we have to give the things that we want to be multiplied back into our life. So we got to develop a heart of generosity. So go to Deuteronomy chapter 15, verse 7. We're going to find 4 things in this scripture all of us need to do if we're truly going to live the blessed life.
All right. So I'm going to stop it right there because the next part that he's going to go into is pretty long. So I'll drop the link for this and you guys can go and watch it. What he said that I kind of want to wrap up and relate that to trading. Let me drop this before I forget. Let's see. Okay. So I just posted the link to that video in the chat. What I want to emphasize that he said is basically like, hey, what you give, you're going to get tenfold, right? That's pretty much all he said. He just utilized children as an example. But all he's saying is what you give is what you're going to get tenfold. So let's relate that to our goals, right? Excuse my language, but if you half-ass your goals, what you think you're going to get in return? What do you think you're going to get in return? You claim, hey, you know, I want to be able to be more present in my children's lives. So I need to go out here and I need to get the bag so I can be at home. But then, you know, you wake up in the morning, you tired, complaining, oh, I'm just going to lay in the bed 2 extra hours because I'm tired. You think your goals care that you're tired? So when it's time for your goals to run you that check, right? When it's time for your goals to run you that check and it's taking this precious time, you can't be upset. Because when it was time for you to show up to the job, not just necessarily 9 to 5, whatever it is you're going after, when it was time for you to show up for that thing, you half-assed it. You didn't give it your all. You was lazy. You didn't put your best foot forward. So when it's time for that return to come and you wonder why you ain't got it yet, that's your reason why. You're complaining about the season that you in when a year ago, 2 years ago, 6 months ago, a week ago, you was praying to be in the position that you're in right now. But because it's a little bit more difficult, it's requiring you to level up. It's requiring you to build your character. You don't like how that feels, so you're going to barely do it. Everything that you're going to get in the next season of your life, right? Everything that you're going to get in the next season of your life is dependent upon what you sow right now. So if you really want generational wealth, if you really want to acquire freedom, you got to go after it right now. You can't wake up in the spring and be like, oh, I know my body finna be popping when you ain't did no work all winter. You can't wake up in the spring, oh, pockets finna be deep. I ain't gonna have no choice but to walk with a limp when you want grinding in the winter. That's not how that works. That's not how that works. Whatever you are going to receive in the next season is dependent upon what you sow right now. So if you're sowing doubt and worry, guess what you're gonna get in the next season? If you're being substandard and mediocre and you half-assing it, guess what you're going to get next season? The same things when you look up and the people around you popping, right? They're living the quote-unquote blessed life. They're doing the things that you want to do, and you're trying to figure out why you're not doing those same things. Look at what you was doing last season. You're wondering why you can't attract good vibes. Well, you're probably a terrible person and don't want to admit it. You was probably a terrible person to people in the last season of your life, and now you're getting the grunt of it and you don't like it. So when we say, hey, I'm so happy and grateful now that, right? I'm so happy and grateful now that I create generational wealth for my family. My son will never have to know what financial struggle is because I'm going to bust my ass right now. So then the next season of his life and the next season of our lives, right? My son going to be good. What does that require of his mom? That requires Sunday to Sunday, his mom busts his ass. My dreams and goals, don't care if I'm tired. Going first, don't care if I'm tired. Trying to create generational wealth, does not care if I'm tired. Every single day, I got to bust my butt. Every single day. So that when we approach the next season, I can say, I know I'm going to be good in the spring. Spring ain't even here yet, but guess what? I know what I sowed in the winter. So I know when the spring comes, I'm going to be good. My family going to be good. Anybody who's attached to me is going to be good. Everything that I touch is going to automatically turn into gold because I know the kind of work I was putting in. You have to put in that same amount of work. And once you do, really start going 150 every single day, you're not going to have to worry about, am I going to be good in the next season? Are my bills going to get paid next month? What is December 31st, 2020 going to look like? You don't got to worry about that stuff when you know you're putting in the work. Everything that's due unto you, you're going to receive because you've been doing the work. Simple as that. And I now know as somebody who has 2 college degrees, right? As somebody who did it, right? Graduated high school, honors. Graduated college, first one in my family. Knew I was hopping into a career until I had my son. I'm not going to work until I'm 65 with my son at home. I'm not missing out on my son's life. So I know that I'm going to keep trying with Forex. I'm going to keep going until it works tenfold. I have to. What are my other options? I'm not saying that there aren't any, right? Because there are other options, but there are none as easy as this. If I was to unshare my screen right now, which I'm not because my son is nursing, right? But if I were to unshare my screen right now, I have on a bonnet, a sports bra, some pajama pants, and some fuzzy socks, and I'm sitting in my bed. This is my life every single day. I don't have to answer to nobody. I don't got to clock in for nobody. And I can still make a full-time income if I plug into the skill. That's it. If I sow the seeds. That's it. So I definitely want you guys to go back, watch this entire 1 hour. I promise you, it's an hour well spent. I promise you, it is an hour well spent. It's some amazing gems in this summer right here. I promise you guys. So go ahead, watch that video, copy that link, whatever you got to do, and watch it. It's worth it. I swear, boy, listen, reality check in the morning gonna be crazy for sure, because boy, this right here, this summer right here ate me up. All right, so what we're gonna do now, I have not looked at the market aside from when it opened, and I noticed a lot of pairs opened up in the gap, including GJ, gold. I can't remember what else, but I wrote them all down. I have not done any analysis in the market yet, aside from, hey, looking at Tradingw on my phone for a second and putting my phone back down, and that was kind of it. So I'm about to approach the market with fresh eyes, just like you guys. We're going to spend the next about 25 or so minutes looking at, chart markups, analysis. What I want to do though, before we get started, I want to see how our trades played out from last week. You guys know that a lot of times, because I host these calls on Sunday night, I'm not trying to tell you guys, hey, the mentee calls are mandatory. A lot of times I will not post these markups in the chat, right? That way I can make sure that you are showing up. That way I can make sure that you're showing up. Just like you go clock into your job, and if you say, hey, if I'm on schedule 9 to 5, I'm going to be at work. I'm going to try to get to work at 8:53 because a lot of jobs will let you clock in 7 minutes early. I'm going to try to get to work at 8:53, right? So I can get that extra 30 minutes on my time. But even though I get off at 5, I'm going to clock out 4:53, right? Because I ain't trying to be at work at 5, even though it's going to say I got off at 5. I feel you. I used to do the same thing. But you know, hey, when I go punch this clock, I'm getting paid from 9 to 5. Whether I come to work and sham or not, I'm getting paid from 9 to 5. Don't treat trading like that. It's not going to work the same way. If you don't come clock into these charts, baby, you're not going to make no money. You're not going to make no money. Learning how to trade, inputting your trades is not passive income. You got to do the work to get paid, just like you would at a job. So I'm going to go and see what happened with our trades from last week. Seeing, you know, hey, if you ended this trade, would you have hit stop loss? Would you have hit take profit? So on and so forth. So all of you guys who have access to these trade ideas, all you got to do is come up here and click the play button, and you can see what happened. Boom. Look at that. Did y'all see that? Let's go back. This is where we are in the market, right? This is where we are in the market. Before this arrow, right? Before this break and retest. This is where we are. Look at what happened. Boom. Broke, retest, smack TP1. Guess what? Buy at the break and close of. Look. Buy at the break and close of. Boom. Broken close, TP1, TP2. Guess what? Break and retest, right? Break and retest. It did all three of those. All three of those. So EJ, all by itself would have been enough for you last week, right? If you were following the trading plans that you guys have access to, EJ would have been more than enough off of a simple break and retest. Off of a simple break and retest. Let's go look at Euro GBP. Let's see what happened. Boom, look, this red zone, y'all know for me, this means, hey, possible fake out zone, right? Because look, if I would have went off of the break and close, I would have been upset. Let's say if I would have had a 20 to 30 pip take profit, I would have been upset because it would have never hit that. It broke and closed, started to reverse, right? That's why I have look, break and retest of my possible fake out zone, which is this red zone. Look at what happened. Broken close above my 1 hour resistance, smack TP1 and 2. After it hit my TPs, I really don't care what happens at that point. As long as my TPs get smacked, that's all I'm worried about. All right, let's look at EURCHF, see what happened. All right, EURCHF is not doing much of anything. It is just consolidating. So if you are in EURCHF, you have not made any money. It's just been ranging. That's it. It has just been ranging. Yes, it did break and it started to consolidate. So if you in a EURCHF, you're still holding it. Personally, I don't really like chef pairs because to me they're choppy. They move slow. But I had a couple people ask me if I could start adding chef pairs to the markup, to the analysis. So I did. But personally, I don't trade chef pairs because I don't like them. In my opinion, it takes too long to hit take profit. And I'm not trying to be in one trade a lot of days just to catch a few pips. So I really don't fool around with EURCHF. All right, let's see what happened with EuroCAD. Boom, sell the break and close of, smack TP1. Sell the break and close of, smack TP1. I would probably leave this top portion right here, leave this valid once it give me a break and retest of this resistance right here and rise to TP1 and 2. Just depends when I finish here, and then we can go and see what the market is looking like and see if I want to adjust my lines and entries. But EuroCAD, smack TP. Let's go see what happened with Euro odd. These are all from last week, you guys. All from last week. Look at that. Buy at the break and close of. Granted, it closed all the way up here, right? But you could have set your first TP at TP2 if you wanted to. If you went ahead and utilized TP1, you just smacked TP1 in the last 15 minutes. Depending on your spread, this candle right here may not have, but this candle definitely did. So either in the last 15 minutes or in the last 6 minutes, you just smacked TP on Euro odd. TP1 anyway. Right, let's look at IUSD. So far, nothing has hit our stop loss. Look at this. Break and retest. TP1 smack. Break and retest TP1 smack on IUSD. So far, we good. No stop losses. Nowhere near. Nowhere near. Look at this. Break and retest. TP1 and 2. After hit our take profits, we don't care what happened. We do not care what happened. I don't care if it hit my take profit, and after it hit my take profit, it fall 500 pips. I don't care because it hit my take profit. But all of you guys who are new on this call, all take profit means in the app MetaTrader 4, all that means is that, hey, when price is at a certain level in the market, right, the app is going to automatically take you out of that trade and profit. So when I say, hey, we can set these trades and forget them, this is what I mean. When I say stop loss, what I'm saying is, hey, you can manage your losses, right? You can stop the bleeding. So let's say if I got a break and retest, right here, and price moved upward this way, it would have hit my stop loss. My stop loss in this trade would have been my 1 and 4 hour and daily resistance. That would have been my stop loss. If price would have hit that area, it would have automatically taken me out of the trade at a loss. That's all stop loss means. So far, we've not hit stop loss. We have not hit the stop loss so far. So last week was a good week, looks like. Okay, look, break and retest. Break and retest of the 1 and 4 hour resistance. TP1 and TP2 smacked. TP1 and TP2. Look at this. We got a break, boom. Retest, boom. Yes, you would have been in drawdown. But guess what? It never hit your stop loss. It never hit your stop loss. Smack TP1 and 2. So look at EURCHF. See what's popping. Look at that. Break and retest. 1 hour support. TP1. TP2. Break and retest. So you already hit 2 TPs, right? Look right here. What does this say? Break and retest. Look what happened. Break, retest. TP1. So far, 3 TPs have been smacked on 1 markup. 1 markup. If you were following the trading plan last week, the trading plans that you all have access to, if you were following the trading plans last week, you deep in profit. Look at this. Look what I said. Break and retest. Guess what? We got a break, right? Retest. Retest is right here. This is a valid retest. This is a valid retest. You are still in profit. Notice, I didn't put no take profit on ICAD unless it was like way down for a swing trade. But if it would have been, I would have put a swing trade right here and to secure your profits along the way. You are still in profit on ICAD because I did not put a take profit on the sale. So if you took ICAD, you're still in profit. All right. So those are all the ones that I marked up for last week. And no stop losses hit. No stop losses hit. So that is, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 trade setups with multiple entries, multiple TPs. Multiple entries and multiple TPs. Well, I have learned, for me, for my trading style, simplicity is best. Simplicity is best for me. When it get all difficult and you need to use 1,000 indicators and 18 lines and this amount of boxes and blah, blah, it gets confusing to me. It's really hard to look at that point. So I try to make things as simple as possible. So we're going to start out with a couple of odd pairs. Then after I do some odd pairs, I'm going to automatically jump to Bitcoin and gold because I don't want time to run out and I not be able to go over those. So before I continue, do you guys have any questions? If you got a question, unmute yourself instead of trying to type it in the chat. That way I can hear you, answer you, and then hop back to the markups. All right, Mentee said no, so I'm going to assume he's speaking for everybody. And we're going to go ahead and get started. So I like to start on a daily time frame because I like to enter on a 15-minute. Why? I don't like being in trades long. If I enter on a 15-minute, guess what? After 4 candlesticks, if I'm not in profit, something's wrong. Either I enter the trade too early, right? Or I'm on the wrong side of the markup, 1 of the 2. That's why I like entering on the 15 minutes. So I can get my pips and get out the market. If you enter on a 4 hour, you're going to minimum be in that trade for 4 hours. Unless I see a bomb set up on a 4 hour time frame, you're never going to catch me entering the trade on a 4 hour. Ever. Unless I'm finna catch hella pips out of this execution. That's the only way. Other than that, I'm entering on a 15-minute. But I like to be able to have the full picture in mind. So I like to start on the daily. So there's my resistance right there. And here is my support. Here's my support. We got 2 week failures in this area of support down here. If I get a third one, I'm going to automatically assume a buy. But this is on a daily time frame. So remember, each one of these candles is going to take a full day to form. A full day to form. All right, let's see what we got on the 4 hour. Same thing. I will not change my resistance or my support. We got some confluence here, which I like. Again, look at this hard rejection right here. If I would have seen this rejection this hard at this daily support, I would have told you guys to buy execute. How long ago was that? About 12 minutes ago. But we late, so we're not going to chase the trade. We're not going to chase the trade. We're just going to secure another markup. Let's see what's in the chat. Yeah. All right, we're going to secure another markup. Let's just hop in on the 1 hour. Okay, let me show y'all something before I continue. Look at all of these wick failures right here. All of these wick failures said what? Hey, price, I don't want to go above this area, right? That doesn't automatically mean press sale. Why do I say that? Because we're not retail traders. We know better than that. We're not retail traders. You don't just find a ceiling and say sell. You don't just find the floor and say buy. You need more confirmations than that. But once I would have saw these wick failures and then I would have got a break and close out of this area, these wick failures right here, because there's so many, also signify consolidation. Once I got that break and close right there, I would have said, hey, boom, let's go ahead and execute that sale, right? Once the sale started to move, once we got some momentum, look at what happened. Price started to consolidate again or correct itself, right? Because the move started at this resistance, this is nothing but a correction. I would not have been looking for a buy out of this consolidation area. I would have only been looking for a sale. Look what happened. Break and close below, cool, execute another sale. So currently I have 2 orders running on 1 pair. 2 orders running on 1 pair. And that's how you just walk your trade down, right? Walk your trade down, maximize your pips. That is the beauty of, you not having to trade every single pair. You don't have to. You don't have to. Find 1 pair, learn it, and run with it. Look at that, y'all, when I told y'all about that rejection right here. Let's see. We would have executed a buy here, so you would only be in profit just a little bit, about 5 pips at this point. But that rejection that hard off of that 4 hour and daily support would have signified a buy because there's a lot of confluence in that area. Anyway, let's go ahead and move to the 1 hour. On the 1 hour, the next thing I'm going to look for is an area of consolidation, right? And that is where I'm going to map out my 1 hour support. My 1 hour resistance. So 1 HRR is 1 hour resistance. And then as far as my support goes, it is in confluence with my 4 hour and my daily support. So now I'm only working, I'm only working in this zone right here. I don't care about the rest. All the rest tells me is, hey, if I were to scrunch in my screen, right, I have the full picture. That's it. But I'm only working in between these 2 areas right here, between my 1 hour resistance and this really, really strong level of support. That's it. All right, this is gonna look kind of weird. So let me go and fix this. Okay, so now all I'm gonna look for, 1, how many pips is it from this support to this resistance? Okay, cool. That's 100 pips. That's a lot, right? That's a lot. So what am I going to do? This is a very strong level of support. I don't have to keep identifying that. I know that at this point. However, look at this. Look at what price is knocking at a lot. This is nothing but consolidation right here. So I'm not going to say buy at the break and close of right here. I'm going to look for a break and a retest. So I want price to break, retest, and continue to the upside. Right? Break, retest, and continue to the upside. Now, what I will look for a buy at the break and close of is this area of resistance. Buy at the break and close, just like that. So if price does get up there, my markup is already done. That's something I have to learn about myself too, to stop me from impulse trading. If it doesn't align with my markup, I'm not entering the trade. If it does not align with my markup, I'm not entering the trade. So I make sure that my stuff is marked up, right? That way, when something happens, I can say, okay, cool, I can go ahead and enter that trade because it was already marked up. It aligns with my markup, and I'm not just impulse trading just because somebody else said, "Ooh, EURCHF is buying. Ooh, EURCHF is selling." If it ain't aligned with my markup, I'm not doing either one. I'm not doing either one until it aligns with my markup. So there's your TP1 and your TP2. So let's see. You are going to buy if price breaks and retests this area of right here. 0.87775. Break and retest at 0.87775. TP1, 0.87939. TP2, 0.88239. 88,239. As far as a stop loss, your 1 4-hour and daily support will be your stop loss, which is 0.87291. 0.87291. That's about 48 pips. If you can't hold a 48 pip stop loss, do not take this trade. Do not take this trade if you cannot hold a 48 pip stop loss. They're probably at the 52 on the fibs. If you missed your entry, don't do it. Yep, exactly. Kelsey's right. If you missed your entry, do not take that trade. So when we get that retest, that break and retest right here to TP2, that's about 46 pips. For those of you guys who don't know what this means, here we go. And then we're going to go over Bitcoin. At 46 pips, if you invest, there's 0.01, even though that looks like a penny, that's 10 cents in the market. If you invest 10 cents on this trade and it hits TP2, you have made $4.60. Even though this looks like 10 cents, that's $1 in the market. If you invest $1 per point or per pip in the market, you just made $46. All right, this is the golden. This is what everybody want to be able to do, but you need to make sure you have the equity to do so. Even though it looks like $1, that is $10 per pip or per point that the market moves in your direction. Okay, that's called a standard. In other words, if price goes and hit our 46.3 or whatever it was, we're gonna say 46. Our 46 pip take profit. You have just made $460. $460 off of this one trade. For a lot of y'all, $460 is like your 2-week paycheck. So you tell me which one you want to do. You want to go to work for somebody, which is, there's nothing wrong with that, or do you want to be able to make your own time and your own hours? It just depends on you, and it depends on plugging into the skill. A lot of y'all, before you hop on this call, not the people who already trade, but those who are just trying to get a better understanding. You ask me, hey, what's the income like? Can I make money? My question to you is, can you show up? Can you plug into the skill? If you go to your job and say, hey, I ain't coming to work for the next 10 days, are you going to get paid? Absolutely not, unless you got paid time off. But somebody traditionally, no, you're not going to get paid. Same thing here. You're not going to get paid if you don't show up. So let's see what's going on with Bitcoin. We got about 5 or so minutes left. If you guys have questions, go ahead and type them in the chat. That way I can get them answered before our time together is over. And I'm just kind of going to run through. This is going to be the same thing that I did for the other pair, for EURCHF, I believe it was. There's a lot of confluence right here. Bitcoin is not moving a lot. A lot of people are saying Bitcoin is overbought, so they keep, I keep seeing people post sell limit, sell limit, sell limit. Not too long after that, stop loss hit, stop loss hit. Stop trying to predict what the market is going to do and just follow suit. Follow suit. Don't try to force what you want the market to do. Just do what it's doing already. Do what it's doing already. Follow suit. It's that simple. It's that simple. All right, and you can see right here on the 15-minute, it's not doing anything but consolidating. Not doing anything but consolidating. So here, guess what? Buy at the break and close. Buy at the break and close of 10,033.71. Here, sell at the break and close of 98.3807. 98.3807. For me, a 100 to 300 pip stop loss on Bitcoin is comfortable for me. I'm probably not going to go over that. If I'm feeling real confident, I might have a 30 to 50 pip, 300 to 500 pip stop loss on Bitcoin. As far as TPs, I always walk Bitcoin up in 100 pip increments. 100 pip increments on Bitcoin, always. That's how I walk it up. So look at this. Look what's happening, y'all. We just got a new, look at that. If this candle don't close, don't you press sell? If this candle does not close, don't you press sell? Do not chase this. It's going to pull back, I guarantee you. A candle that strong is pulling back. If you don't believe me, go and chase it if you want to. Go and chase it if you want to. This candle is currently in profit, 260 pips and counting. Do not go and press sell. Please don't do it. Oh my God. Please don't do it. Because I'm telling you, it's going to pull back. Probably 60% of the candle. Look at that. Drop 300 pips. Look at that. Pull it back, just like I just said. So, yeah, I love you guys. Like always, don't forget in the morning, 6:45 is reality check. If y'all got any questions, text me personally, message me on Telegram. All of our visitors, I'll be reaching out to you guys, answer any questions to make it a little bit more simple to you. I know that was kind of advanced. I don't want to confuse you. I love you guys. Have an amazing Sunday night, and I will see all of y'all at the bank. Have a good night.